This is called dissent. The boy watched helplessly as the throng gathered beyond the ghetto. They were easy to see. They had erected a stage, towering floodlights, and mounted speakers. The chancellor was to make a speech prior to the cleansing, and a bloodthirsty crowd, armed and donning apparel in the imperial colors of crimson and white, amassed to hear their leader's words and participate in the subsequent bedlam. The chancellor, an elderly man in good health, ascended the stairs of the newly constructed platform to an unrestrained cacophony, cheers, slogans, and calls for violence. In a tunic adorned with religious regalia, the dictator launched into his usual tirade, hyperbolically recounting his great accomplishments and demonizing the ethnic and racial minorities who, according to him, plagued the country. Projected out into the ruins of the city, the boy heard every hate-filled word. His people were accused of lawlessness and anarchy, thuggishness and terrorism. They were blamed for all the tribulations facing the nation. Then the talk turned to God. The leader claimed that he communed with the Lord daily, and that what was to take place following the rally reflected the Almighty's will. The mob clasped their hands and shouted prayers for their two masters. And the boy knew what would soon ensue. During the first cleansing, the chancellor claimed God had demanded every item of value held by the unholy be seized. Crazed militia had broken down the door of the boy's apartment that terrifying night and taken everything, even the piano on which his mother used to play gentle tunes to lull him to sleep. The second wave swept up all those fit enough to be sent to the work camps, his parents included. And now, on his final cleansing, this intolerant mob, these disciples were coming for him. The boy saw a shooting star through his filth-encrusted window, and despite how spirituality had been weaponized against him, he couldn't help wishing upon the celestial object, pleading to be spared. What the boy didn't know was that the ball of fire he was witnessing was actually an asteroid in decaying orbits. Traveling at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour, the space rock that was twice the size of the musical instrument taken from the boy's home had been moving closer to Earth with each revolution. Now, on this fateful eve, it had crashed into the planet's atmosphere, splitting into smaller fragments which burned up against the friction of the air, except for one. A smallest chunk, no larger than a jackboot, survived the entry process and struck the chancellor like a flaming cannonball. The leader died instantly, exploding into smoldering meaty chunks. When the screams and chaos subsided, the assemblage slowly disbanded. They were a superstitious lot, and such a destructive act would need divine interpretation. It might take months to assign meaning to their ruler being struck down from the heavens. So for the time being, the boy was safe, and the citizens had something else to fear. Thank you.